Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am here with another video for you. I am making this adorable chocolate carrot bunny box. It's an easel box. So as you can see, I have a little easel with our bunny on there. This adorable little sentiment that says enjoy all the little moments, because that's very true. And then you have a pull front box. So I'm just gonna slide that forward. And inside are chocolate carrots, 4 of them. And I am going to teach you how to make this adorable little box today. So I'm gonna just put it off here to the side. We're using the Easter Bunny bundle, which is the punch and the stamp set. We're not gonna actually use the punch today because we're not using this bunny. We're using the one standing up right here. We're gonna use this cute little carrot as well. And we're using the enjoy the little moments sentiment. I have chosen to pair the stylish shapes with the scallops from Layering Circles. So you guys both should have these sets. I use them all the time. If you buy shape sets, you will totally get your money's worth. They are a staple in your craft arsenal. So head on over to my online store and grab those because they're fantastic. Gonna move the stamp set out of the way and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Of course, you guys know to make our box, we're gonna need our Simply scoreboard. We're gonna use some blends here to do some coloring, but I am gonna actually move those up and out of the way so that I have room for my Simply scoreboard. So let's grab that. We're going to need it just for 2 things. So first, we need it to make our box, right? So let's go ahead and grab, we need a piece of 3.5 by 5.5. So here's my 5.5 by 3.5 inch piece. And this is for the box bottom. And so we're gonna score the short and the long side. The long side gets scored at 3/4 of an inch and 4 3/4 of an inch, okay? And the short side gets scored at 3/4 of an inch and 2 3/4 of an inch, okay? Another easy way to say that is 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides because our sides are 3/4 of an inch. So we're gonna burnish this piece. We're also going to score our piece for our easel on top. So this piece here needs to be scored. So that piece is 1 15/16. Yeah, I know, weird. It's just because it has to tuck into the 2-inch box, and I just wanted a hair shorter than 2 inches, which is what 15/16 is. That means that you take the inch and you divide that inch into 16 pieces, and it's basically all the way to the 2-inch mark, but you're just a hair shy of that 2-inch. So anyway, that 1 15/16 doesn't matter too much. You're gonna cut that on your paper trimmer, and the paper trimmer does have 16ths. That's the smallest measurement that's on there. But the 4.5 inch mark is what you need to be worried about. That's where we're gonna do our scoring. So we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and then 2.5 inches. Okay. So 1/2 inch and 2.5. Those are the 2 score marks for this piece, which forms our little easel. And then when we do our box, we need a piece. The wrap of the box is a piece that is 4 inches by 6 inches. So there's the 4 inch, here's the 6 inch. And you're gonna score just one spot at 3/8 of an inch on the 6 inch length. And this is just to help us get started with our wrap. So at 3/8 of an inch, you are gonna score that. So let's start from the beginning. I have a lot of pieces here and I wanna go back over them. the box bottom is 3.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides, or down the long side at 3/4 and 4 3/4, and on the short side at 3/4 and 2 3/4. Your easel piece is 1 15/16 by 2.5 inches. 4.5 inches, and you're going to score that at 1/2 inch and 2.5 inches. And then your final piece is your wrap for your box, which is the part that wraps around the little slider box. And this is a 4 by 6 inch piece. And on the 6 inch length, you're going to just do your first score mark at 3/8 of an inch just to help you get started. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do the rest of the score marks. So we're going to start with each piece at a time. So this time we're going to start with the box bottom first. So let's get that piece back into place. And again, that's 3.5 by 5.5 inches. We are gonna burnish on all those score marks. So let's go ahead and fold on all 4 sides. Remember, I told you it's 3/4 of an inch from all 4 sides, or 3/4 of an inch and 2 3/4 on the short side, and 3/4 of an inch and 4 3/4 on the long side. So basically you have this big rectangle in the middle, and then you have 2 longer rectangles on the sides, 2 shorter rectangles on these opposite sides, and then 4 little squares in the corner. So what we are going to do for this box is we're going to rotate it on each corner. So we're going to trim here, and then we're going to angle cut that piece, okay? We're going to rotate. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut down this side and angle cut this piece. Rotate, cut down this side, angle cut this piece, and then rotate one more time. So we're going to cut down this side and angle cut this piece. And if you want to grab a screenshot, remember this is the box bottom. Before we glue it together, I want you to make sure that you have the time there to grab that screenshot. We're going to use wet glue, and we're going to put it on all these tabs, and it is going to put our little box together. So we're going to start with the outside, and we're going to put our glue. Let me bring my silicone mat in so I don't make a mess. And then I'm going to join that edge right along this side right here. Hold it for a second. Let it grab. It just takes a minute for that wet adhesive to really grip. Let's do this one next. Again, all of the tabs are on the outside that we're putting the glue on, so we'll slide that in. And we're going to hold that in place, and that's going to form this side of our box right here. Just make sure that it's nice and square. All right. Next one. Push that one in and hold it in place. And then the last one, I'm going to go ahead and slide it in because I don't want to have to slide it in when it has glue on. Then I'm going to push that tab back, and I'm going to add the glue right there like that. And then we'll go ahead and lay that along this piece. Get it to grab. All right. Now we're going to attach our 2 pieces of designer series paper. So the box bottom gets 2 pieces of DSP, and I'm using the Dandy Designs DSP. So these 2 pieces here, sorry, I've grabbed all of them, are 1 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 inch, okay? And they are going to be attached on the front and the back of our box, okay? So we're going to go ahead and flip these over. We want the green to be on the outside. So the little zigzag that's on the other side is going to get the glue. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on that. And I'm going to grab my tweezers. I'm going to put one on the front and one on the back of this box. Okay. So once I have it there, I like the wet glue because I can wiggle it into place, get it to line up just how I want it. You're going to have an even all the way around, just like that. And we'll do the other side. Just like that. So the front and the back of your box will have, the sides won't have it because it's going to be wrapped and you're not going to see those sides, okay? So now we're going to take our punch. This is a 1/2-inch circle punch. I will link it in the description below. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these any longer, but you can get them from Amazon. So you're going to stick your little punch in there, okay? And just let it hit the bottom of the box, and then you're going to just make it even on both sides as best you can. I mean, no one's perfect, right? So we're just going to give it a little punch, and then that takes that little divot right there out the front, so it gives you something to hold on to if you want to pull it. I tend to push it from the back, but that does also let you know that that's the front of your box because it has that little divot out of it. Okay, let's put our little carrots in, and I got these at the Dollar Tree, so if you're looking for some, that's where you need to go. We're gonna stick these little guys in there. They have all kinds of, they get caught up on each other, but I'll make sure that the wrappers are on there good. And there's 10 in there, so it's not bad, really, 10 of them for that price. Just make sure that you have the little wrappers on there. And 4 of them fit in the box perfectly, as you can see. I made the box to fit those. So I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side until we need it again. Okay? Let's work on the wrap section of our box, okay? So this is the piece that was the 4x6 that we only did the 3/8 of an inch score mark. So I'm going to burnish along that 3/8 of an inch mark and make it nice and stiff, okay? And then this is the piece that we're gonna run along the bottom edge, okay? So as you can see, I have slid that, let's move the carrots for right now. I've slid it underneath here, and it's just sitting like so. I'm gonna put the carrots back now that I don't have to flip it over. These carrots are so cute. All right, so now it's, see how it's just standing there? It's tucked underneath this box. At this point is where we're gonna do our next fold. So all I'm gonna do is hold it, and I'm just gonna bring this down, and I'm just going to pinch the cardstock right where it needs to wrap. I'm gonna show you on the camera there. See how it's pinched? Right in that one spot. So I'm gonna lift that up. You can see that pinched piece right here. You can see it from the back. And at that pinched mark, all I'm gonna do is bring that forward, and I'm gonna line that edge with the edge of my cardstock. I'm gonna hold it in place, and I'm gonna go ahead and burnish with my bone folder that edge. So now I have my side, okay? So when I place this here, that's my side sleeve. See? We're gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna hold my box in place, and I'm gonna press this down, and I'm gonna pinch it in that corner, okay? See that little pinch that I did right there? Show you the underside, okay? So now I'm gonna flatten this out. I'm gonna take that pinched piece, I'm gonna lay this up along this edge, and I'm going to give it a burnish. Now this should take us around and down this side, okay? We're almost to the end. We need to bring this piece around. Bring it around here, pinch it, okay? We're gonna put the box back down where that pinched piece is. We're gonna line that edge along our box. And I'm gonna use my bone folder, just make sure it's nice and straight along that edge. And I'm gonna burnish that side. So there, we're starting to form our box. Now, it's not an exact science, okay? It may stick out, and we're gonna trim that if we need to. Let's see how we ended up with that piece. It looks like it turned out pretty fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and, it's the perfect size. We're gonna go ahead and glue that along that edge, okay? So I'm gonna turn the box back over so my carrots don't fall out. And then we're gonna put glue on that 3/8 inch score mark. And then we're gonna attach that other end and have that grab, okay? So let's go ahead and turn that in. We're gonna bring this edge here. You know, this is as straight as it's gonna be. We didn't score it. We just burnished. So we're gonna go ahead and attach that piece on the edge there, okay? Come on. There we go. I'm gonna hold it in place and let it grab until I can pinch it just like that to that side, okay? Pinch it like this to this side. But it's never gonna lay completely flat. Now I have a tiny hair, I don't know if you guys can see that right there. I'm just gonna take my paper snips and see if I can trim it away. There we go. It's just a hair of cardstock that was sticking out there. But for the most part, we have a really nice little sleeve, okay? And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna attach our DSP onto it. Now the front and the back of the box got the small pieces because that's what's gonna show on either side here. So that means that the top is gonna get a piece and the two long sides are gonna get a piece of DSP this time. So the DSP for this wrap, which was the 4x6 piece of Sahara sand, the DSP for the top is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's go ahead and glue that one down. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then the two for the sides are 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. So let's go ahead and glue down our paper. And remember the wiggle room that it gives you to use the wet glue, which is why I choose wet glue every time. So that adheres that. Now we're gonna do the two sides, okay? So here's one side. And then we'll do the other one. One at a time. Now, if you have extra paper when you wrap yours around, just trim that off with your paper trimmer prior to gluing it down. This time mine fit perfect, but last time when I made the first one, I had a very thin piece that I had to trim off. I just stuck it in my paper trimmer. I marked it with a pencil, stuck it in my paper trimmer and cut it off. This time it worked where I didn't have any excess. So it just depends on how tightly you wrap your cardstock around, how much you will have, okay? All right, so there's my side and my side, okay? Now, before I slide that into place, we're going to bring our last piece with Sahara Sand, which is the easel portion. Let me close this glue. So we have this piece here that we scored at 1/2 inch and then at 2.5 inch. So let's go ahead and burnish. There's the 1/2 inch. Here's the 2.5 inch. All right, and we're burnishing our pieces. Now, this is what's going to form our easel on our card. Remember, it's 1 15/16, and this is why. I have to tuck this 1/2 inch piece right here, and if it's exactly 2 inches, it may not fit. So I just made it 1/16 smaller, okay? So we're going to put glue on this portion here, and we're going to attach that to the lid of our wrap. So we're putting our glue there. We're going to put this piece in, and we're going to have this folded section. We're just going to hold it. And then this is what forms our little easel for the top, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let that adhere really well before I slide my box into place and do all the good stuff. So I'm just going to put that off to the side, and we're going to work on our bunny right here and our little tag. Now I've already stamped the words in pumpkin pie, and I die cut it out with my Stylish Shapes banner. But if you don't want the dots around it, you can just banner cut it with your scissors. I also used the layering circles for the scallop and the Stylish Shapes for this DSP from the same paper pack. And I also have another piece of DSP that I used from the paper pack. And this piece is 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and it's the plaid, orange plaid, has the stars on the back, orange plaid, and that is what's going to go behind our little bunny right here. So we're going to go ahead and glue that piece in, get that part out of the way, and glue our circles together. Okay, so we're going to put adhesive on the 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and this gets attached on here. I'm going to slide it all the way up to this fold mark, to the top edge of the fold mark, and that leaves me a nice little border at the bottom, okay? And then we're going to glue this circle onto my green scalloped circle. So we'll get that part done. And then that gives you a cute little bright green scallop all the way around. All right, our little bannered piece, we're going to use dimensionals on the back. I'm going to use 3 because I want it to be nice and secure. So there's the 3 for that, okay? And then this piece, as it is adhered, we're going to work on our bunny now. I've stamped the bunny in Tuxedo Memento black ink. This is what it looks like. All of these products, you can get those from my online store. It's linked in the description below, all of the items that I use for this project with links to each one. So if you don't want all of them, you can just click the link on the one you do want. It'll take you to my store where you can purchase that. I really appreciate the support. We're going to color with our Stampin' Blends, okay? I've already colored the little carrot and fussy cut that out. For those of you who know me, I have carpal tunnel in my hands, and so I'm trying to do as little as possible with still keeping content for you guys. So I do the stuff ahead of time when I have time to really cut slowly and don't take the time in the video since I don't edit the videos. So we're going to just color the bunny. So we're going to use light and dark gray granite. I use Granny Apple Green light and dark and Pumpkin Pie light and dark to color the carrot. So we're going to start first by coloring the entire bunny in light in light gray granite. I don't know why I said Granny Apple Green. That's so funny. And I'm not going to do his little belly because I want that to be darker, although it's going to be covered by his carrot. I still want to go ahead and color him the right way. And I'm going to go around this ear. I'm going to do the inner ear in the dark. So we'll go ahead and color. I'm going to go around his eye. I don't want to get his eye. So I'll go around it first to help me when I'm coloring. And these blends bleed into the paper, so it makes coloring so fast. I love using them. If you've never tried them, definitely get a color that you really love and try them out. You're gonna absolutely become a fan because they're amazing. All right, so there's the light gray granite. We're gonna take the dark. We're gonna do the inner ear and the belly here. And then I'm going to do just a little highlighting of the bunny with the dark. Just a little bit of highlighting, just like that, okay? So let's go ahead and fussy cut our bunny out. Our way around. Speaking of bunnies, Jasper's in here with me today again. He is my craft room bunny ambassador. He keeps me company every day. I love him. I'm always taking videos of him, and oh my gosh, he just makes my life just full of joy. He's so fun. I never thought a bunny could be as much fun as he is, but he has quite the personality. He listens to me pretty well. And he's a lot of fun. All right, we're almost done cutting out this bunny. Let's work our way around the paws here. There we go. All right, we're going to tuck that carrot in his hands. And so what I'm going to do here is in between these paws, I'm going to cut up this line that the artist gave us right to the end. And also here, I'm going to come in where it meets the belly and cut on this hand. But I don't want to cut away the black. So you can still see that black outline on both sides of that hand. That's what I'm going to use to tuck this carrot into his hands. All right. So I'm just going to slide the carrot down and tuck it like he's holding that carrot under his hand. I'm actually going to trim away a little bit more of this white right here. I put too much white. There we go. So I'm going to tuck that carrot like he's holding it in his hands. He's ready to munch on it. He's grabbed it. So I'm going to flip him over and I'm going to put a mini dimensional right over the top of that cut mark to secure that carrot in place. And then I'm going to add another mini dimensional on the back of the carrot. I'm going to put a mini in each of his little ears and one on his tail. Okay. And then the rest is going to get maybe one more because, you know, one for good measure. Maybe I don't need a big one there. I'm going to put a small one. Okay. I just want him to have support all the way around. And we are going to go ahead and attach him, after I pull the backs off, onto his little circle. So let's go ahead and pull the backs off of these dimensionals. And then he is going to live on this cute circle that we made him with Isn't it just precious, those colors? So we'll put him down just like that. Isn't he precious? Oh my gosh, I love him. He's a little sweetie. All right, so there he is on his little circle, just like that. All right, now the circle is going to be attached onto this front section of the easel. So I'm going to hold it about where I want the rabbit to be, and I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to use a pencil, and I'm going to make a mark just right underneath that line there so that you can't see it. But that will tell me when I pull it away where I need to put my dimensionals. I'm just going to put 4. I have to open more, I think. Let's see. Let's get some out. I finished that sheet, so need a new one. I keep my adhesive pretty handy since I use adhesive so much. All right, so we're gonna just put 4 of those, which will hold our bunny in place. And if you want, you can erase the pencil mark. But it's just your guide so that you know where to put your pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach my little bunny on his circle onto this piece of plaid. And because I marked that, I didn't put any dimensionals where they would be seen. All right, so let's go ahead and slide our box into our sleeve, okay? And then we're gonna pull the dimensionals off of our little banner. Whoops. And the last step is to decide how far back you want the easel to extend. I don't want it to go quite that far. On this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 rows. And we want our little bannered end, the points are off the sides. So just make sure that you have it on there nice and straight. And I have mine a little crooked, so I have to fix that. It's because when I'm not looking straight down on it, I can't see it as well. But there we go. Now that you guys can see it. And then this piece comes down and it gets butted up against there and it stops that. See how cute that is? And then I would push from the back and slide my carrots out. I think it turned out pretty super fantastic. What do you guys think? I love it. I love this Easter Bunny stamp set. I think it's a great set. I've used it quite a bit, and you can see how versatile it is, how many colors you can make your bunnies. Every time you choose to do a different project, you can see how cute they turn out. It is a fantastic little stamp set, and I paired it today with layering circles and stylish shapes. So there they are. And I hope you enjoyed the project. Thanks for being here. I will see you tomorrow for another Easter project. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping, guys.